What's going on, people? Simply Recommended here. Today I'll be doing a video of how I would edit and redo the Man of Steel movie. So without further ado, let's go. Hope you guys enjoy. So okay, we start like we did in Man of Steel. We start on Krypton, where we see Jor-El. He's making a rocket ship, and then he's around technology, and the technology is telling him, Krypton's on the verge of destruction. So then he goes and sees the high counselors, and he tells them that the planet is on the verge of destruction. Then the high counselor laughs at him. They think he's a mad scientist. So then Zod appears, and he tells the high counselors that look, Jor-El is insane. The guy needs to be locked up and whatnot. So then we see Jor-El's wife, who's ready to transport young Kal-El to Earth, because she also knows that Krypton is on the verge of destruction. And then Zod then and his soldiers put Jor-El in prison because they think he's insane. So then Jor-El's wife is on the verge of looking for him. So she finds Zod and says, where's Jor-El? She says that Zod says that he's locked up. Maybe you need to be around a real man. You know what I mean? So Jor-El's wife knows there's only a matter of time, and plus young Kal-El is left alone. So she slaps him and then takes the access key, and this access key then she goes and finds Jor-El so that she can free him. And then she frees Jor-El, and she says, go back to Kal-El. I'm gonna take him from here, make him go to Earth. Me and Zod got unfinished business. So then Krypton starts to blow up and whatnot, and then it's Zod versus Jor-El. So then at the same time, Jor-El's wife still has the access key. So she goes to go in, before the Krypton gets blown up, puts young Kal-El in the ship, and then, with the access key, this access key can access anything, including something called the Phantom Zone. So what she does is, with Kryptonian technology, she makes Zod and the soldiers go to the Phantom Zone. And just before this happens, Zod and Jor-El are fighting. So then, Zod stabs Jor-El and about to, kill him for his treason. And then just before Zod stabs Jor-El, him and his soldiers go to the Phantom Zone. Jor-El's on the pinnacle of dying. Jor-El's wife then puts young Kal-El and sends him to Earth right on time before Krypton explodes. Okay, so time goes by, and then we see the ship, Kal-El's ship, hit Earth, and then Mom and Pa Kent, they find Kal-El and the ship, and then they raise him for a few years. So then now time goes by, we see Clark Kent, a teenager, being picked on school. He's a loner. He discovers he gets powers. He's stronger than everyone, he's faster than everyone. He goes home, runs home, and then he reveals to his parents that hey, I've got these kind of powers. And then Mom and Pa Kent tell Clark that he's from another world. And then they tell Clark to keep it a secret. And then they show him the ship and where he came from and everything. So time goes on. We see early 20s Clark Kent, who is now finished college, and now he wants to discover his background. So then he looks in it, looks around his ship and whatnot, finds objects, writings on, hieroglyphics, so to speak. And he can easily read the Krypton language. So he's messing around with the ship and whatnot. While he's messing with the ship, this then interacts with the Phantom Zone, where we see Zod and his soldiers be free. They see that Krypton is now destroyed, so they pick up what's left of the pieces and go back to make a ship. And then there's like a distress call, like a little target, so to speak, and navigation of where Kryptonian base is on Earth. So they get the ship which is left over from Krypton and then head to Earth to see, to find the Kryptonian, and also to rule Earth as well. Now, while Clark doesn't know what's going on, he's on the verge to find out about his past and whatnot. So then, he's looking through the papers and finds out that, he needs to get to the North Pole, but he doesn't know how to get to the North Pole to find the Kryptonian base, which Kryptonians landed on Earth many millenniums ago and whatnot. So then, looking in the paper how he can get there, then he sees a little ad saying, hey, extra people wanted for work to head to the North Pole. So he sees his shot to go, says farewell to his parents, and journeys to Metropolis, where he can hitch to the North Pole with the Daily Planet, with people from the Daily Planet. So this is like a small job, like a baggage handler. He gets to Metropolis, and then he finds Lois Lane, and then Lois Lane and Clark head to the North Pole so that Clark can find the Kryptonian base. So then they get to the North Pole, set up camp, stop, they try to rest and whatnot. And then Clark, he then, while everyone's sleeping, he goes and finds the base, the Kryptonian base. Lois also gets up, tries to have a smoke, and then she sees Clark on the verge of going. So she follows after him. And then Clark then finds the base, goes into base. There's technology there which shows his father, saying to how Kryptonians are strengthened by the Earth's sun. You have special gifts on Earth. And then Lois Lane also enters the base, and then she falls and slips and hurts herself. Clark then hears this with his super hearing, stops listening to his father. His father's told him who he is and whatnot, and what he was in Krypton. So he pauses this, goes to find Lois Lane. She cracked a few bones, got a few eternal bleedings and whatnot. So then Clark helps her, saves her, takes her back to camp, goes back to the base where he listens to Jor-El. Then Jor-El telling him that this base is a ship. So then Clark then starts the machine and takes the ship to the South Pole, so he can find out about his true identity and listen to his father speak. So time goes by. Lois Lane, she then writes an article about what she saw in the North Pole and whatnot, and then she hands it to Perry White. Perry White's like, you know what, you can't publish this. This is just everyone will panic. What will they say about alien being on this Earth? So then we head back to Clark Kent, where he's experimenting on his powers. He can fly, all that stuff, super strength. And then in the base, in the ship, he discovers like a suit which all Kryptonians wore. So, you know, he's ecstatic about knowing all of this. So he heads back to Smallville, where he goes and tells his parents what he discovered. And then we head back to the Daily Planet, where we see Lois Lane and Perry White, and they're discussing, you know, about the alien and the ship and whatnot. And all of a sudden, Zod ship appears, and then it communicates Daily Planet's out, go into the ship, filming it, whatnot, world star, you feel me? And then it's going viral. Everybody now sees this alien ship. And then, you know, even they can't see what's going on, and they see Zod, and Zod reveals that, you know, hey, we came to Earth, there's Kryptonian here, and also we want to rule the Earth. And then, you know, they can't see this, and Martin Park can't see it, and they say, you know, forget it, Clark, you know, I know what you want to do, there's no point in saving us. But Clark says, you know what, I've been talking to, you know, my biological father. He was telling me what I'm here to do, what I'm destined to do. So his parents didn't accept it, and then Clark then puts on the suit and goes searches for Zod. So we head back to Zod now. Zod's in Metropolis, and he says, I want to, you know, we want to rule the Earth, we want to have a war of the Earth. You know, and Lois Lane goes up to, you know, Zod and the soldiers and says, you know, what's the reason for this? Why can't we just coexist? And he says, you know what, there's a base here. This is Zod saying, you know, there's a base here in the North Pole. I need to go and see. And then, you know, Lois is like, yeah, I've been there. We saw a ship taking place. You know, and the guy took it. Zod then knows that, you know, the Kryptonian that was here is still around. So the soldiers then capture Lois Lane, and he says, okay, you're coming with us. So they take Lois Lane, and just before they go, Clark then appears. He's not Superman yet, but he appears now and says, you know, hey, what's going on? Why do you want to have a war on the Earth? Let's, you know, I've been here for years. Let's coexist. You know, Zod is ecstatic to see, you know, Kal-El. They don't know he's Kal-El yet. They want to take him to the ship so they can find out his identity and which air he belongs to and whatnot. So he says, you come to the ship as well. So they all go to the ship, and then, you know, Clark is affected by the atmosphere just like the film. And then Zod reveals his plans to Clark Kent, saying, you know, join me, rule alongside me. And then, you know, Clark is like, I don't wanna be a part of Earth's reckoning and whatnot. And then one of the soldiers goes to Zod and said he's you know, he's the heir to Kal-El. He's Jor-El's son. And Zod is shocked. He's like, what? He goes, you know, hey, I know your father. You know, Jor-El, he was a great scientist. You know, I thought he was a bit mad. You know, and then during like his investigations, Clark's investigations on, you know, Jor-El been saying about, you know, there was a ruthless general named Zod, and, you know, he abused his powers and whatnot, you know, but, you know, they don't know Like Zod, is telling him that, doesn't tell Clark that, him and his father were enemies. And Clark doesn't know that he even tried to stab, he did stab, Jor-El. So then Clark then sees this guy's in trouble, and then runs to Lois Lane, puts on a suit for Lois Lane so that she can head back to Earth, breathe the atmosphere through space and whatnot. And then Zod and Kal-El have a little fight, and then Kal-El and Lois Lane escape the ship. Zod is on a tirade like, find him, we gotta kill him, this guy is the son of my enemy, the son of my jailer. So then Zod and his army go and find Kal-El. And then Clark then puts Lois into Smallville with his parents. That's probably the best way. He feels that's the best way to keep her safe, because she's not in jeopardy. And then Zod is on the hunt for Kal-El. They find that he's in Smallville. They go to Smallville, they have a fight again, and he mentions that I stabbed your father before Krypton was destroyed. I killed your father. So for all of her speed and strength, she goes and takes Clark's parents and Lois, and takes them as hostages and to turn them back to the ship so that Clark can join them. Then Kal-El and Zod have another epic fight. The military come, they see this, they try to stop the aliens, and Zod easily defeats the army. And then Zod tells the army to kneel, call me master and whatnot. And then Zod ship in the sky, which could destroy the Earth, then minimizes the shooting ability and kills the members of the army. And then they also kill Park Kent. Now this infuriates Clark Kent, Kal-El, whichever we want to call him. And then he goes and fights Zod the third time, having their epic fight. And then Kal-El then takes Lois Lane and Mark Kent. He goes to the ship where they are. Again, has to save them again, so puts on the suits on them, saves them, takes them somewhere else to keep them safe. Goes, flies back to the ship, and then he also takes with him like a bomb, which one of the armies had, like a very powerful nuclear bomb. Then he blows up the Kryptonian ship. And then Zod and Kal-El fight. So Kal-El and Zod, they're talking during the fight and saying, I'm here to rule. There's no I'm supposed to be Earth's ruler. I'm supposed to rule Krypton. I'm supposed to rule the Earth. You're supposed to join my side. If you're not with me, you're against me. So Clark is still enraged that Zod killed his both his parents, so to speak. So especially Park Kent, who raised him. So Clark in this film we gonna make Clark also kill Zod, you know, and then Clark kills Zod and vows he will never kill again, and I always have to protect the ones I love, you know. And you know, Lois and Clark fall in love. You know, I'm surprised that, you know, Lois Lane isn't sitting on Clark's face for saving her, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Lois, Mark Kent, you know, they're pleased that Earth is saved and whatnot. Everybody's happy and whatnot. The Earth is happy. Earth is saved. And you know, the people of Earth are calling this guy Superman now, so that's how he gets his name. So very similar to the film, but instead, you know, there's a lot of potholes in that film. You know what I mean? Where he could have saved his dad from the tornado, but you know, the dad says, "No, let me be sacrificed." And it's like, nah, BS. We're not doing that. Let's make Zod kill the dad in this movie that I'm doing. You know, which he has to kill, because this man's already killed he's killed both his parents, both his fathers, so this guy's got to pay. So, you know, that's how I would do it. And then he makes the vow saying, "I'll never kill again." So then, okay, we then see Mark Kent and Clark Kent, you know, at the Clark Kent's funeral. And he still says, you know, I vow to always protect the ones I love, and also Earth. And that's how we end it. And then we also make Lois offer him a job at the planet. You know, just like the film, we make sure that Lois Lane and Clark know each other's identity, and you know, we don't have to make it a secret. You know, Warner Brothers are just taking too damn long. So then as the movie ends, the audience sees the cave and whatnot, the Batcave. And then, you know, we see Bruce sitting in his chair watching TV, showing the incident in Metropolis. The media calling the man in blue Superman. And then we see Alfred come in, give him tea and say, "You see what's going on in Metropolis, sir?" Bruce is like, "Man, I don't know what the hell's going on, but you remember that meeting I had to go to meet Lex Luthor? Tell him that, you know, I'll be there as soon as possible. Forward it for me, Alfred." And Alfred says, you know, "Hey, what are you going to do, sir?" Bruce says, "I'm going to do everything in my power to bring down that alien." Then the camera widens, and you see the bat symbol, and then the screen goes black. You know, so that's how I would do the Man of Steel movie. You know, it was a good movie, but had a lot of potholes in it. So, from my taking, this is what how I would make it better. Just edit it a little bit. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, and then, you know, go to my Twitter page at Simply Recommended. More movies, reviews, other videos coming. So be patient. Take care. See you later.